so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Trust you had an amazing week. We are almost at the end of this week, and I can see today the numbers are low. So I can only begin when you have a good quorum. So let's remind our teams before I start. Let's all go back to our teams. If you need to share them, like if you need to share the link to them personally in their inboxes, let's do that. Let's do that, guys. We'll only start when you have a good quorum, yeah? And we'll only start when you have a good quorum. So mapema ndio best. Let's keep reminding people that the part 2, we are ready for the part 2, and I'm telling you guys, these are training that you don't want to miss. I've spent the better part of my evening preparing and just going through over my notes just to ensure that I give you the best, because I also know I'm not what is the word? Ni kama jina imepotea. An expert. I'm not an expert when it comes to recruiting. I'm also learning. So whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm going to be training, I'm also going to be learning. So I can see we are 39. Guys, let's go back to our charts. Let's see if we have any other person in 40. I think we have at least, if we have a number of 50 participants, we will be able to start here. But in the meantime, guys, in the meantime, how was your week? Did you start implementing whatever we learned last weekend? If you did, put a one in the chat. If you continued sending messages after even the presentation, put a one in the chat, put a one in the chat. Yes, I can see Pauline, admin, Mweni, continued. Wow. How is it for you? How has it been for you so far? So good. If you are seeing good results from just messaging people, interacting with people on a daily basis, how are people responding from day to day? How are they responding so far? So good. Are you seeing how it's easy to engage with people on a daily basis, even without just going and bombarding them with a lot of messages about the opportunity first? Do you see it's getting easy? Somebody saying it's getting easy, and the response is awesome. Wow, I love it. Thank you so much, Pauline, for your response. Yeah, I have very, very few slides. So I think we can just start with the numbers. Again, success is personal. Success is personal. You have to be willing to be here to learn. And I believe even with 43 people, we can be able to get a few people on board and start recruiting. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. But before that, just give me a minute. Not really. Can you be able to see my screen from your end? Yes. Okay, we have 45. 45 is a good number. We can start. Okay, let me put my stand very well where I can be able to see my phone nicely. So today we are going to talk about how we can be able to recruit 20 people in 90 days. Who is excited for that? Who is excited to learn how they can be able to recruit 20 people in 90 days? Who is ready? Who is excited? Who is feeling like, now Nancy, I'm ready to learn how I can be able to invite 20 in 90. 20 in 90. That is having brand new assistant supervisor in your business in the year of 2024. Okay, 1 minute. In the year of 2024, people that you didn't have last year. Who is feeling excited? Who is ready to learn how you can be able to, whatever you're supposed to be doing for you to be able to learn? Yeah, so we are going to be talking about recruiting. But first things first, most people don't embrace recruiting because they feel like, what is the need? What am I going to get at the end of this? I think it's because most of us don't understand or haven't been able to see the bigger picture of why we need to be recruiting in massive numbers. So, of course, we are going to talk about the math, where the money is, and also the schedule and the different stages when it comes to recruiting 20 people in the next 90 days. If you feel like your 90 days is not now, it's better you have the information with you. Whenever you feel like you're ready to do your 90 days game plan, you will be able to start. So Remember, in our business, I remember when I joined the business, I used to listen to most of our top leaders. They used to say, slow and steady doesn't win the race when it comes to recruiting. You don't want to be recruiting one person here, another person in the month of August, another person in December, another person in January 2025. You need to be bringing a bunch of people at the same time. And we are going to see why we should be doing that. What are some of the reasons? Yeah, remember, success loves speed in our business. So why 20 in 90 days? Why would we be encouraged to recruit 20 people in 90 days? So remember, the faster we bring in the 20, the faster we'll go to work with these people before everyone now start pulling up on us. What do I mean by pulling up on us? Remember, you can only be able to focus with a bunch of people at the same time, and then release, and then now go back to recruiting. Yeah. So it also helps to create some synergy and excitement. For me, I've been doing I've been recruiting differently this year. Yeah, I've seen, if I bring one person in January, another person in Feb, another person in April, probably you tend to find that those people are normally not excited. But when you grow together, when you bring new people together and they are growing together, there's that synergy and energy and excitement, because all of them are ready to learn, all of them are ready to put in the work, and there's a little bit of competition. Like, if somebody process today, another one want to process tomorrow. If one person become an assistant supervisor today, the other person is striving to become an assistant supervisor even the next day or next week. So growth in the of course, also it will bring a lot of growth in the organization. Remember, not all of them are going to go to the top at the same time. Yeah. So we are going to also discuss some of the recruiting realities when it comes to our business. So, but remember, the key is getting off the ground. The key is getting off the ground. And also remember, we are not talking about preferred customers. Sometimes you're asked, how many people did you bring last month? You're like, upline, I was able to recruit 20 people. We are not talking about preferred customer. We are not talking about PCs. We are talking about bringing 20 new assistant supervisor in the next 90 days, and also helping them to grow a team. Remember, 70% of people in our business, 70% will recruit zero. Those are people who are not interested in recruiting. Yes, they will join saying they want to enjoy the bigger picture, the bigger money in forever, but 70% will recruit zero. 20% will recruit 1 to 2 people in their entire lifetime in the business. 5% will recruit 3 to 5 people in their business. Then we have the 3%. These are people who have roughly 6 to 9 assistant supervisors. Then we have 2%. Those are the top earners in our business. Those are people who have 10 plus. And this is the group that drives everything. This is the group that most of the time are qualifying for the ego managers. This is the group that most of the time they are qualifying to go to manager, they are going to supervisor and above. And also in average, all of them have like 27 recruits per person. This is someone who is really grinding. This is someone who is showing up daily, who is sharing the opportunity daily, who is collecting numbers daily. So with your current situation, where can you say you are at? Don't lie. Where are you at the moment? I want you to type in the chat. If in the 70%, if you feel like, since I joined the business, probably I feel like I'm in the 70%, just type in the chat. There's no judgment, because we are here to learn and we are here to rectify this in 2024. So where are you at the moment? Are you at the 70%? Are you at the 20%? Are you at the 5%? I want the chat to keep coming up. Are you at the 3%? Are you at the 2%? Are you a part of those leaders that are making things to happen? I can see we have a lot of 70%. Wow. I can see we have a 20. Wow, that is good. Keep the numbers coming, guys. Keep the numbers coming. So you need to, before now you even begin, you need to ask yourself some certain questions. Yeah. So I can see we have 5%. Congratulations, Harriet. So before we even go to what it will be worth for you recruiting 20 people in 90 days, I want you to ask yourself these certain questions. Yeah, there are 4 questions. I want you to ask yourself, are you serious about recruiting and getting back to recruiting activities in 2025? Let me repeat that question. Are you serious about recruiting, and are you ready to do whatever it takes and get back to recruiting activities in 2024? If you're ready, put a 1. If you're ready for the first question, put a 1. The number 2 question that I want you to ask yourself, Are you serious enough? Are you serious enough this 2024 to do whatever it takes and necessary to recruit? That is the question number 2. Are you serious enough to do whatever it takes and necessary to recruit in 2024? Question number 3. Are you serious? Are you serious enough to learn how to replicate, not duplicate, replicate the same process over and over again? And what will it mean to you? If after every few months you are doing the 90-day game plan, what will this mean to you in your business? The last question I want you to ask yourself: are you willing to do whatever it's necessary to teach your team and other people how to recruit 20 people in 90 days? If you're serious about it, put a 4. So, and I want you to be honest with me. After all those questions, honestly, how many of you typed a single, how many of you didn't type anything in the chat? How many of you didn't type anything in the chat? Let me see. Let me open my chat box. I have another phone, so I'm going to be checking my chat. 1, 2, 4, 4. How many didn't type anything from the question that I've just asked? If you didn't type anything, put a 5. If you didn't type anything, probably because you're driving or you're doing some other thing, put a 5. Put a 5 in the chat. Wow, I love the honesty. Yeah. Probably you can share why you didn't type anything in the chat. Probably you can type. So what is it going to be worth? What it can be worth to you if you bring 20 in 90 days. So we want to do the math. What will it mean to you when you bring 20 people in 90 days? So let's do the math. So number 1, we are going to I want you to be typing somewhere I want you to have a notebook or somewhere in your notebook. I want you to write this, depending with your level, in the marketing plan. So upfront commission / bonuses for the purchase they make, multiply by 20. How much are you going to be making in terms of bonuses when you recruit 20 people in 90 days? I want you to type in the chat. If you're a manager, you already know. If you bring an assistant supervisor, how much you're making. If you're an assistant supervisor, you already know by now. If I bring a new person and they buy a combo or they finish their 2cc, how much I'm going to make. So per person, multiply that by 20. How much are you going to make? So any other bonuses, let's say when those people start doing their 4cc times 20, how much are you going to start making? So because I know most of the time the reason we don't do these activities, recruiting activities, probably is because we don't see, we are not able to see the bigger picture. But if now you sit down and start typing, if I recruit an assistant supervisor if I recruit a new person and they buy a combo as an assistant supervisor, I'm able to earn roughly around 12 to 13,000. Imagine you're multiplying 13,000 times 20. What will that mean to your income? Imagine all those people start doing their 4cc. How much are you going to be making? So if you recruit 20, how many customers will you end up getting in the process? Remember, not everyone you're going to share with the opportunity is going to end up becoming a business person. Some will tell you, yes, Nancy, it's a good business, but I think I prefer becoming a customer. I've seen that with several of the people that I've been sharing the business with. You'll share with a lot of people. Some will tell you the business is good, but I feel like I'm a type B. The products will work better for me at the moment. How many customers can you estimate to get during the whole process? Yeah. Then in the 12-month estimate, how much would you earn in the next 12 months by just bringing in 20 in 90 days? How much will you start making by the end of the year? I hope you guys are learning and understanding these questions. Yeah. Then lifetime. Wow. Can you see? Then lifetime. What's the estimated value of bringing in 20 in 90? I can see people saying you're already earning a 7-figure income. I want us to go down to the math, because I believe when somebody see the value of something, you are going to put in the work. You will no longer be comparing or doing the comparison. I'd rather just sell 15 C9s and not do the recruiting activities. I'd rather just focus on selling the aloe vera gel. If I sell like 100 aloe vera gels, I already have 100,000. You now start focusing more. Imagine I have like 10 Nancy's who are only even selling like 20 to 30, 40 aloe vera gels every month, how much am I going to start making? I can tell you for a fact, if you recruit 20 people in 90 days, there's no way you're going to remain in the same position. There's no way you're not going to be getting, you're not going to be you are not going to level advance. There's no way you're not going to qualify for the incentives. Yeah. Also, what will it be worth over the course of your career if you've never ever recruited? Would you likely rank advanced? Would you move from assistant supervisor all the way to manager? Would you move to supervisor all the way to manager and above? Ego manager, we're talking about ego manager. We're talking about you becoming a forever to drive qualifier. We're talking about you becoming a global rally qualifier. Does that have a value to you? So these are some of the questions I want you to be asking yourself before you start these recruiting activities. Does your pay rank advance? Are you going to start seeing bonuses? Ukipita pale tao hautakuwa unasikia umekasirika, because my goodness, you have a lot of money in your bank. Yeah. So how positive role model, are you going to be a positive role model in your organization? Because I believe if when you're winning as a leader, your team will always your team always want to be associated with you in a certain way. They'll be, my upline is Jacinta Mikali, my upline is Linda Ngei, the top sponsor last year. Yeah. What will that do to the activity levels in your team? Remember, in our business is monkey see, monkey do. If the upline is not achieving, most likely the team is not going to start to be achieving. So prestige and reputation. I don't know if you've seen those people who have been recognized on the big stage, let's say like East African Rally. Ikishanga hapo now, let's go back to activities pale kwa warehouse. You start getting respected from there. I'm telling you, from hapo kwa Glado, ukipita, they already know. Nancy was a top sponsor. Nancy was the top business last year. There's that prestige, and that will give you that boost. Even those people who used to fear talking to you, the people you used to fear talking to, you no longer be fearing, because first of all, you have a good position. Second of all, you have good income. You can be able to talk to them. Even the way your poise changes. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you approach people. You are able to go and book even an appointment with somebody who is in Kileleshwa, Kilimani, Westlands, because first of all, you know you are loaded. Hauna worry ati ataenda kunywa chai mingi pale Java ushinde kulipa. Yeah. Then potential value of 20 in 90 days. Is this going to be worth it? Yeah. So remember, it's a numbers game. So we are going to talk about the schedule, 4 parts in the schedule. Number one, we have the preparation period. You need to be very, very prepared. Don't just be excited today and say you are starting tomorrow. No. Take your time, be prepared. Number two, we're also going to discuss the first 30 days, what you're going to be doing. And in those first 30 days, you're going to be doing a lot of enormous amount of presentations, sending and sharing links. If you're still feeling scared of doing BOMs, we have amazing presentation in our YouTube channel. So you can go to our YouTube channel. We have one that Linda did. We have another one that Rhoda did. Amazing, and they are so short. Yeah. Then the second 30 days. Now that is where we are going to be talking about transitioning into follow-ups. Then the fourth thing we are also going to be talking about is that 30 days. We are going to be discussing about closing and helping people make a decision. Are we together up to there? So number one, we are going to talk about preparation. So we are also going to discuss 10 steps when it comes to preparation in terms of recruiting. Remember, we said the goal is not to be excited today and tomorrow useme ndio huyo mimi naenda kwa recruiting. The goal is to make a decision and say I'm going to commit. Remember, this is not a goal, it's a commitment. Remember, for things to change in 2024, as much as we are saying we want to raise the Kenyan flag, you also want to raise your flag as a person. For me, I believe I'm going to raise my own flag, because I'm the one who knows where my shoe inaniuma happy, my bills inanikimbiza aje. You remember, you have to make a personal commitment depending with whatever you envision before joining the business. You need to make a commitment. It's a goal. It's a commitment, not a goal. So what are you going to sacrifice? Number two is sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? If you are the person who can never miss a game, for men in the group, you have to be rushing because you have to go to a pub somewhere and go watch the football match. For women, unasema hiyo ni siku ya kwenda ku binge watch. You have to sacrifice some hobbies at the moment. When you start doing 90 days game plan, you have to sacrifice. Then you have to ask others to sacrifice for you. For example, if you're a mom, you can ask for help. You can even, if you have a sibling or a sister who is not going to school, you can ask them to come and stay with your baby so that they can be able to help you in the house doing a few things. You don't have to be doing laundry. You don't have to be the one unasema, I have to wash my clothes, sipendi kuosha manguo. Go sell aloe vera, tafuta mama fua, let them come and help you. Then negotiate. You have to negotiate with your family, because remember, there's a lot of work. You need to talk to them. You need to let them know and negotiate them. Remember, the first person you need to recruit is yourself. The second person is the second people is your family. Tell them why you are doing this. Tell them you have been crawling and you want to start. You want to give yourself a chance for running for the next 90 days, so that you rebuild. Probably you want to requalify again. Yeah. Then you have to set the time you are willing to spend. That is the fifth thing when it comes to preparation. You need to set a specific time. It doesn't have to be from 8 to 9, from 8 to 5. You can say, I'm only going to be doing my 90-day game plan. For example, we have high hours. We have high hours, we can say from 8 to 12 in the midnight. If you feel like you can be able to sacrifice that and you feel like you don't have a lot in your plate, well and good. But if you feel like you still have other things that you're doing, you can say, I'm going to sacrifice medium hours. It can be 6 hours, 12 hours in a day. It can be 5 hours, 4 hours. You can say you are going to sacrifice low hours, 2 hours in a day. You can still be able to do those recruiting activities. Then you need to know how many hours per week am I going to sacrifice for this my 90-day game plan. It's not a do or die that you have to know. You have to plan yourself. Yeah. Then total hours by the time you're finishing your 90 days game plan. Then number 6, you need to clear everything. You need to remove every distraction. This is not the time for parties. This is not the time for you to be thinking about baby showers, my friend, because remember, you need to sacrifice. Yeah, you need to have your tools. You need to have your activity tracker in check. That is where we normally do our airtight duplication. You need to have it in check with you. If you don't know an airtight duplication, please write down. Somebody can be able to be helped. Somebody can write for. If you feel like you don't know what is an airtight duplication, you can type in the chat. You need to have your tools. You need to have your links ready. You need to have your messages ready. You need to know, how do I respond? Yani, those are tools. You need to have your name list ready. Then you need to pick a start date. We are not saying you start tomorrow. We are saying these are trainings to just break down how you can be able to rebuild and go back to your recruiting activity. Start your peak date can be after 1 month. Remember, you are the one who knows how urgent this is for you. Then you need to warm up your list. Warming up your list, we already started last week. This is whereby you are just going to inbox people. How are you? How is the first quarter? How is 2024 treating you so far? So good. How is your family? Yeah. Remember, you can never start introducing business until you can never start introducing the business until you're ready to start this 90-day game plan. In the meantime, have as many conversations as possible at the moment. Even if you feel like you want to have 2,000 conversations before you start your 90 days game plan, because at the end of your mind, you already know, I'm preparing my people, because I know in May I want to run for 90 days game plan, and that is not the time that nataka kuanza kuambia, by the way, there's this project na hujaongelesha huyo mtu for the last few months. Yeah, so you need to start warming up your list or your social media, start connecting with people, start telling them hi. Mtu kwambia, by the way, I don't know, you can tell them, by the way, Facebook just recommended you as a friend, and I felt it's good we connect and we try to know each other, just breaking the ice. Then imagine it done. Imagine you've already done your 20 in 90 days. Yeah. Then the next part is now filling your funnel. So remember, all business is conversation. If you're not having conversation, don't expect yourself to start having people to recruit. You need to let go of don't overthink. Once you start overthinking, you will not do the activities. If you are like me, if you are an overthinker like me, utapata you're not working. So for me to avoid, I always go like, if they block me, they block me. What is the worst they can do? Probably I didn't even know them anyway. I didn't know them so well. So remember, all business is conversation. You don't need to bombard people with you can make 50,000 in the next 3 months. No, you need to take it slowly, start somewhere, and then when the timing is right, drop your bomb. Sawa. So filling in your pipeline. If you are learning, please put a fire, because my goodness, if you are learning and enjoying, put a fire in the chat. So you need to fill in your funnel. You need to fill in your funnel. So remember, you don't have to be highly intelligent to build your business. Naona tu ni fire moja. Okay, fire zimeanza kuingia. Give me those fires. They are really encouraging me. They are really making me feel amazing. Yeah. So you don't have to be highly intelligent. What do I mean? You don't need to know everything before you start. You don't need to know everything, because most of the time we think, I need to know everything for me to start sending these messages. No, you don't need to know a lot of things. You just need to start. Sawa. So remember, the first step is to have your who do you know list. Do you have your who do you know list? Do you have a name list with you? These are things that I'm repeating all this. It's actually in our first steps to manager. Write down everyone. Don't prejudge. Most of the time we lose good prospect because we prejudge too much. He's a bank manager. I don't think they need an extra income. Don't prejudge. Write down everyone. I've seen top leaders in forever. I've seen somebody like our top leader, Senior Igo Mombi. That girl, that lady, she has she has professional in her team, and those people you can never even imagine they need this opportunity, but they don't mind. Those people are making money. They're making over 500,000, but they still don't mind getting an extra 50,000 on the side, because no one has ever complained about having 2 zeros in their bank. So don't prejudge. Write everyone down. So you're going to start with your phone book. Everyone, you're going to start with the letter Z, because those are most of the time, those are people that you forget. You're going to start with your letter Z. You write everyone up to the dot into your name list. Where do you write your name list? You need to go to any supermarket, buy a hard copy. We call it hardcover book, A4. That one has a good cover. It cannot tear. You need to write everyone down. You need to write everyone in your address book. If you have address book, you need to write everyone in your email list. If you are like working, and you know most people who are like doing this business and they're working, most of them deal with emails. Yeah, millennials and above. You need to write everyone in your list. Friends of friends, write them down. You need to start thinking in the level we call 6 degrees of separation. Who do they know? How can you be able to tap into their network? Social media, especially right now with social media, there's no excuse that I don't know where to start conversation. And you have a TikTok, you're almost scrolling every day. You have an Instagram account, you have a Facebook account, you have a Thread, you have a Next, and a Twitter account. Yeah, we have a lot of 8 billions of people in the world. So people you do business with, if you have another business that you're doing that is not forever, write them down. If you have an Airbnb like me, write those people down. If you have if you have a small shop, if you have a nail parlor somewhere, write those people down. People in different professions, those people need money. Let them do not be lied to at those people. People need money. Yeah, people in different cities, states, and countries. And one thing I like about right now, you can be able to do business in over 60 countries. You can be able to activate your number once you become an assistant supervisor, you can be able to activate your number in over 160 countries. Yeah. So there's no excuse. You can be able to recruit in Uganda. You can be able to recruit in South Africa, in Nigeria. So that you can be, when business is not doing so well in Kenya, you have another country that might be doing well. So you want at least to have 500 people before you start your run. You need to have 500 people in your list before you start your run. So we're also going to deal with hot market. These are people, friends, close friends and family. Then warm market, people you might know on a peer level. Then you have cold market, people you don't know. I thrive so well with cold market. If you thrive so well with cold market, though, you will get a few stores when you start, but over time you develop a thick skin, and you start falling in love. I have a group of people we are working with, and my goodness, all of us have fallen in love with cold marketing. My goodness, it's too much fun. You'll get objections, but you don't even care because you're enjoying the whole process. Yeah. So remember, you have to be thinking about it. Think about it every day. Think about prospecting. Think about follow-ups. Think about closing those people. Those are the 3 things that should be in your mind all the time. Every time I'm thinking about prospecting. Who am I going to be following up with? Who am I going to be closing? So the goal is to have, remember when you begin your run, the goal is to be doing 70 presentations every week. Who feels like, Nancy, no, yeah. Who feels like, okay, recruiting 20 in 90. So Nancy, you're not just, it's work, guys. So remember the goal is to have, number one, before you even go, you start sharing the presentation, you need to at least have 1,000 conversations. Have 1,000 conversations before you even start your challenge. Have 1,000 conversations. You to kusema, hi, how are you? How is the first quarter treating you? How is 2024? At least half of those, 1,000 of them. Sawa sawa. Then after that, the next goal now when you start should be having 70 presentations every single week. You can divide. For me, I always feel like when I'm recruiting massively, videos using tools, using that party tools works better, because again, having 0 and 1, you can literally get overwhelmed. You'll find like you are lagging behind in terms of other retailing activities. So for me, I'd advise we use presentations. We have amazing presentation. There's one our great leader did, Rhoda Mwangi, another one, Linda Gay did. The hers is 45 minutes, Rhoda is 52 minutes. Those two works better for me. You just need to tell your prospect, for you to understand the business better. I will share with you a 52 minutes pre-recorded Zoom meeting, and then after that, you will get back to me. Let me know once you're done, and then we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up from there. And you only need to be sending at least 11 every single day. If you can manage to do 11 videos every single day, put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat, guys. You guys are so quiet. Put a 2 in the chat if you can be able to send 11 presentations every single day. Put a 2 in the chat. Yes. Thank you so much, leaders, for engagement. So the next step is now presenting your business and closing. So you're going to use a lot of tools. Again, I said you need to have your tools ready, because if you're dealing with a huge number of people, you might end up getting easily confused. You will be like, where tulimaliziana wapi na Linda. So you need to have your tools. You need to have your activity tracker sheet with you. You need to know this person tuliachania naye kwa product orientation. Yeah, I will share with you how I do it after the presentation. I didn't put it in the chat, but I will share with you how I do it for me. And if that is something that can work for you, you can actually adapt it and start implementing it in your daily activity. So you're going to use tools, and you're also going to start posting more, because my goodness, people cannot just start following you if you don't have content. You have to fall in love with posting every day, whether you feel like Facebook is the one for you. I'm a Facebook girl. For me, I know some other people are using Instagram. You have to be consistent. Keep those people. Remember, I don't know if you have seen these celebrities, someone like Diana Marua. Yeah, they actually, even when they don't have anything to post, they are constantly on our faces. When you open your Instagram, who do you see first? Diana Marua. What are they posting? Nonsense, some nonsense too, because they want to keep us engaged. They want us to be engaged. So that is the same way you should be doing with your prospect. When you're prospecting, you need people to be seeing you on their faces constantly. Akifungua tu hivi ni Linda Ngei, akifungua hivi Jacinta, Dr. Halima, Catherine Chacha. They want to be seeing you every now and then. So you're going to be posting more. Yeah? Then think about how much quantity you're going to get out. So it's not much about quality when you're recruiting, it's quantity. Have you seen Eric Wall recently, whatever he has been posting? Memes. You can use memes. Don't be boring every time. Like, people are like so skeptical because this girl is always so serious. She never posts memes. Post memes, let people laugh. Ask some funny questions. Go and post something funny. Let people start interacting with you on a daily basis. Yeah. Then think about quantity. How much can I be posting every day? You can schedule. One thing I like, I don't know if Instagram has that button, but Facebook, you can be able to schedule your post. Come on, wherever maybe I can get overwhelmed and how to post. Go and schedule Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then during the week now your work is just to share memes here and there on your stories. You also sharing some memes, even you can share on your reels. Memes, the reels, you just need to get people to be seeing you on their faces every now and then. Then always think about preparation and quantity. Preparation, quantity. Yeah. Learn how to tell your story when you start presenting. You want to be telling them your background. You can tell them, my name is Nancy Njuguna. Yeah. My background is in blue collar jobs before forever. I used to hawk. I used to you need to learn how to tell your story. Then what things you didn't like about it? Uncertainty. For me, I didn't like I didn't know, because sometimes you could work so many hours with chomenajua and you're not getting paid for your work. So I didn't like that about it. Then the solution, I met forever through the next door neighbor. I met forever through social media, just like the way I'm connected with you. Let people know, like me personally, kama singe mtu angekuja ni inbox kwa pale kwa Facebook, sijui mali ningekuwa. Tell them the truth. Yeah, tell them the solution that you found. Tell them how you feel about the future. You can tell them, I feel my future is secured with Forever Living product. I can be able to foresee, like in the next 5 years, I'll be able to take my goals. I'll be able to buy a car. I'll be able to help my mom pay for my siblings' school fees. Tell them the truth. Interact. Tell them your story, because once you start talking to people, people open up. But if you want to be the kind of person when you're feature, most people will not relate to you. If you guys are enjoying this presentation, guys, give me a fire in the chat. Then now the presentation. What do you do when you're presenting? Tell your story again, very short. Do the thing. You can either do BOM one-to-one, three-way messaging. You can do physical meetings. You have BOM in the warehouse. Do the thing. Ask them the questions. Yeah? Ask questions. Act as a consultant. Remember, our goal, I said in our last training, is education and understanding. You're not there to force people to do this business, because my goodness, it's 2024. We are looking for people who are looking for us. We don't have time to start catching feelings. Because remember, when you're dealing with one person, hey, that objection and rejection feels personal. Wow, manze, the way I spent time with this person, all of a sudden they say they're not interested, because you're dealing with one person. But when you're dealing with massive numbers, imagine you shared 70 opportunity in a week. Do you really have time to worry about somebody who said no? Let's be honest. Will you even be worried about that person? You will not, because my goodness, you'll only realize after 90 days, like, God, so this lady said no. She really said no to this amazing opportunity. That's when you'll be like, okay, let me see how I can be able now to start the conversation, because sometimes these people need more. No catching feelings. You'll have a lot of people to do exposure. You have a lot of people to follow up with. You have a lot of people to close. My goodness, you don't have time to waste. You'll be sleeping well at night. But when you're dealing with one person, that objection feels personal. It feels personal. You will Nancy Bana. I invited somebody, didn't show up for presentation. Unasema today I had a monologue. You will have a monologue, because you are not filling up your funnel. You will continue having those monologues until you learn how to fill your funnel. If you're filling your funnel, you will never take it personal. You will never take it personal, guys. I'm talking from personal experience. Back then I used to have monologues, and I would complain. I'm complaining. Then I was like, really? With 8 billion people in this world, I'm here complaining about 2 people. Am I serious? When other people in this forever, they are taking their goals, they are driving their cars, they are building their mom's houses, they are earning. Am I serious? I had to go back and ask myself those questions. Are you really serious, Nancy? 7 years, 6 years, 5 years? Because serious. So you really need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself those tough questions. Be very, very honest to yourself. So these are some of the 6 questions from Eric War. They're even in GoPro that have been helping me to close. I've been implementing them. And the first question you should ask, remember when I was started doing these recruiting activities, the first question I used to ask somebody after nimemtumia a presentation, what did you think? Kenyans, you're asking somebody what they'll tell you, I think this is a business for people who are not learned. I will think this business is not for me. In my high schoolers, they will even tell you this is a business for people who have not gone to university. They will give you answers, guys, and you will feel disappointed. So you remember, our goal is to become professional, to become world class, and to be able to ask them and close those people with a lot of poise and a lot of ease. So the first question that you should ask, if you can be able to take a screenshot of this, please ask, what did you like best? That is a question. Hakuna sikushaiuliza mtu. If you have been using this kind of question and you have been seeing results, please type a 1 in the chat. 1 tumetumia sana. Type a 4, guys. Type a 4. Give me a 4 if you have been using this message, especially the first one. What did you like best? Question 2. Then the second question you should ask after now the answer. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 0 being you're not interested to join, and 1 to 10 you are interested to join, where are you? Most of them will not tell you I'm at 10. Most will tell you I'm at 2, I'm at 4, I'm at 5. You already know this is someone who is in. So the other question you should ask when somebody asks you, ask them the third question. Remember, our goal is to qualify them before we go to the next step, which is planning. So before you take somebody planning, after you share the presentation, after the BOM pale, after the one-to-one ama BOM, physical or virtual, these are questions you should even write the way ziandikange mahali. Ukuwa na kitabu yako umekaa hapo kwa circle, you are just opening and asking them the question that this girl is poised. The question she's asking me, but you have until you master them in your head. The third question is, how much would you need to earn per month? Because remember, people want to join where they want, they feel valued, where they feel like they can start making money. So ask them, how much would you need to earn per month to make this worth your time? Is that question, if somebody asks you that, will you be able to answer? The fourth question, how many hours per week could you commit? Because when somebody, you are doing now during the orientation and somebody starts slugging off, you'll ask them, remember you told me you said you want 50,000. With your level of commitment, do you think 50,000 tutatengeneza in the next few months ama unaona for another 1 year? So remember, you're asking this question because you know some people start slugging off when it comes to orientation, showing up for training. Some people will just give you a yes, but wapotelele. Sawa sawa. The fifth question you should ask is, how many months would you work these hours for you to start making 100,000? And then now you ask, if I was to coach you hand in hand, if I was to coach you on what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, would you commit the time required to learn? Will you be hungry? Would you be coachable? And will you be willing to show up on a daily basis? Hapo akikwambia yes ama no, now you know this is not a serious person. There are some people you start asking this question, they'll tell you, I don't want to be interviewed. I feel like you're interviewing me. Just know that is not somebody who is willing to learn. So it's even better unajua this is not somebody that I will continue wasting my time with, because somebody who is ready to learn, they will not feel like these are so many questions. If you are going to be using this question, put a fire in the chat. If you've already taken a screenshot, I want to go to the next slide, guys. Today I seem like I've taken time. Wow. I hope you guys are learning. So questions and objections. Questions and objections. Of course, you are going to fall in love with objections. We are going to say, if you say, I am going to fall in love with objections. You have to fall in love with objections. You have to develop a tough mindset. You have to develop a tough skin when it comes to recruiting. You have to, there's no option, guys. There's no like, I don't know, you have to develop a tough skin when it comes to recruiting, because nazo disappointments ni 101. Utazipata pale mpaka useme let me just continue selling aloe vera. This is, I cannot. What do you mean I cannot? Yeah, so remember, there are two reasons why people have objections. Yeah, number one, they have limiting beliefs about themselves. They don't believe this is the opportunity for them. Number two, they have another limiting belief about network marketing. So it's your work. It's your work to do, to be a professional, no catch feelings. The number, kwa inbox, sometimes I have to call my friends and tell them, there's a certain accountability group that I'm in. I have to share that because, my God, you feel like you want to go mad. Because it's objection as Gwangi rice. You have to wear the armor, that armor ile, the armor ile ngao, you have to wear it because the objections are going to come in handy. Sawa. So 3 stages when it comes to objections again. So remember, you can either believe everything your prospect will tell you and run away. Say, this is not for me, Nancy, I cannot. Then you can decide to learn about what we do and argue with them. Tell, this is not this is not a pyramid scheme. Even, in the job employment sector, I don't know why you cannot see. You have the boss, you have the CEO, you have the manager. Can't you see that? You have the other thing you're going to do is learn how to become a professional with it. And when you become a professional, you're going to listen. You are going to listen to them. You are going to ask them if there's a way you can be able to help them. Yeah. You are going to answer their questions, because unapata kuna wengine they think, because remember, you're not the only company using network marketing. as a way of moving these products and also building a business. There are over 5,000 companies that are using this method. So you need to listen to them with respect. You need to ask them the right questions. Ask them if they have a story, ask them. Kuna wengine wanakuwa mimi hizo vitu siwezi fanya, sijui kuna shosho yangu ama I was in one. Naambia I feel like you have a story. Would you mind sharing what happened to your grandmother? Me at times I even ask them, is it your grandmother, or is it the business, or is it the grandmother that was not coachable, or is it that she didn't get the right mentorship? You have to ask. When you start asking questions, people will not run away. But when somebody gives you an objection and you start throwing stones, being defensive, banner, you are even going to make them retreat more. So you need to listen to them, answer their question, and then ask, if I was to show you how you can be able to get clients. Some will tell you I don't have money. Tell them, if I was to show you how you can be able to get clients and use capitalism, you start getting clients, because you can even share a story. Tell them, I have a team member in my team who started without money. Right now, they are already a manager in the business, making a six-figure income. You can tell them, I'm a young mom. I don't know how I can be able to juggle between entrepreneurship and being a mom. Tell them, you can give them. So we have young moms in Forever who are doing very well. Even like current, we have like Wambo Junior. Yeah, we have she's called Rahab. We have somebody like Gloria Masieka. We have Sha. Those are people you can use recently. And we have young moms who are thriving in this business. So if I was to show you how you can be able to spare 2 hours in a day, I teach you how to do this business. Will you be willing to learn? So that does not mean that it's the end of the world. Put them somewhere and you start following up with them after a few months. Sawa. So learn how to handle the objection like a professional, and deal with them the right way. So remember, we are going to get it done. When you decide to do it, you are going to get it done, and you're also going to look for accountability. So you're going to proclaim it to the world. You can tell your team, by the way, right now I'm very busy for the next 90 days. I'm going to be busy looking for other new people. Then create incentives around it. You can also find a friend and do it together, because sometimes you're going to it's going to be lonely, it's going to be tough. So doing it alone is not highly advisable. So you can look for a friend when you're this one will not laugh at me, they will not judge me, even if I'm doing the activities and my business doesn't look like it at the moment. This is somebody who will continue encouraging me on a daily basis. Keep showing up, Nancy, keep doing this. Then sacrifice some passion. You're going to sacrifice some passion, and you're also going to put in the work. Yeah. Otherwise, you can say, I wanted to also add something. One thing I've noticed with a lot of us, we are very, very interested in other things other than doing what you are supposed to be doing. We are interested in comfort zone. We're interested in complaining. We're interested in managing the current team. You want to die because your current team is not working. It's like raising a dead person. Please wake up. Wake up. Remember, in our business, there is nothing that a new blood cannot do. If your team member is not working, look for other people. We have over 8 billion people. It doesn't matter if that's your business start peaking after 6 months. Keep doing the activities. Your business will never peak if you're not doing the activities right now. Remember, our business always have a lead up time. So the work you're doing right now might not be able to pay you right now, but in the next 12 weeks, in the next 6 weeks, you start seeing the people I've been doing and I've been engaging with for the last 3 months, they've started processing. So imagine if you're not doing the activities now. In the next 3 months, where are you going to get those people? That is when you're going to start having pressure. Like, other people are qualifying for these things. What do I do? You start feeling like people are like, there's luck. There's no luck. It's because you're not strategizing early. You're not planning yourself early. Remember, you can either decide to start now. Kuna mwingine atasema, I feel like it's too much. I think I will start in June. June turns into July. July will turn into August. August, next year, August. Before you realize 3-4 years in Forever, you've never started your 90-day game plan. So it's time to sacrifice, guys. It's time to sacrifice. It's time to do whatever is necessary, because, my goodness, I'm telling you, here in South Africa, leaders are, I don't know what to say, because I normally wake up napata pale. I never used to know the kind of money they earn. I used to think ni pesa kidogo until I came here. Guys are earning, a manager here, the least they are earning is over 350,000. A normal manager like me, 300. Na hiyo ni pesa sana, nasema mwezi ni mbaya. A supervisor is making over 100,000. Their supervisors are making over 100,000. My goodness, mpaka unasema, guys, is this the same opportunity? So I hope you guys can take it from me. I know I'm not yet there, but I believe with my fire, and if we can take the same fire, because I believe there's always a first step for everything. I believe by the end of this year we are going to be somewhere. I believe by the end of this year we are going to be having stable supervisors. We are going to be having stable managers. We are going to be having. I always see them having yacht parties. As part of manager paid like 200,000. I was so challenged listening to Veronica Kunja's presentation saying the least you should have as a leader for stock is 20,000 rands. I went ahead and calculated the 20,000 rands. My leaders, that is a stock of 200,000. They don't overthink, because remember, this is your business. If you decided to do forever as a business, it's high time you start embracing it and seeing it as a challenge. It's not comparison. I'm not comparing our forever business with South Africa. I'm just saying we have the same vehicle, and I believe if you are putting in the work, in the next few years we are going to be in the same place these people are, or even better, because forever Kenya, we have so much knowledge, and I believe sisi ni watu wa kujituma. If somebody can invest 100,000 on advertisement for marker, I believe you can also be able to sacrifice the same and recruit. I believe it's possible. I believe it's possible for me. I believe it's possible for everyone. So I'm wishing you all the best. I hope you guys learned. I hope you guys enjoyed this training, because I'm sweating right now and I really enjoyed everything. I'm wishing you all the best. God bless you, and have an amazing end of month. Back to you, Emmanuel.
Wow, thank you, Nancy. That was good. Thank you so much for giving us part 2 of the training. I'm getting an echo. Is it on my